All right, so moving on from discussing Spectacular Spider-Man, going to be discussing Hit Monkey. Hit Monkey. So it is the Marvel show that is on Hulu, and it tells the story of a wrong Japanese snow monkey, mentored by the ghost of an American assassin, who's voiced by Jason Sudeikis. Ted Lasso himself.
He really lassoed him into all this.
Yeah.
Boo.
I saw it in your eyes, Hunter. I had to get there first.
Fair.
So it's a 10 episode series. You also have in the show George Takei, Olivia Munn, pretty much an all Asian cast here because the show is set in Japan, things like that. So I saw a few episodes of it. Hunter, Nick, they finished it. Love the animation of it. Love the brutality of it. Love the violence of it. The R-rated nation. They're not afraid to show blood, cut some heads off, which is that's very nice to see. What were kind of your guys' thoughts on the series?
Okay, for me, I was kind of not with it on the first episode, but thankfully I have the rule of any new show I give it 3, and if it hooks me by then, I am all in. Which thankfully this show does in spades. The first episode is a little slow because you're dealing with the origin story. You are dealing with more of hanging out with Jason Sudeikis as the character Bryce, who was kind of on my nerves. It was like, okay, this shitty white dude is fucking up Japan. And it's like, all right, yeah, thank God the borders are closed now. But by the third episode, the more that the monkey and Bryce interact as the ghost of Bryce, the more they interact and the more they do they go after their targets, the more I was into the show. And dealing with, especially, I think the 7th episode, which is like the 8th episode, it's a perfect episode. And the 2-part finale, it's one of the most exciting things I've seen on Marvel Hulu, which, compared to the other Marvel Hulu thing that came out with, what was it, MODOK?
MODOK, yeah.
And that Hellstrom series, which,
yeah, that was bad.
This is easily the best thing that's on Marvel Hulu.
Yeah, agreed. So I will say, as someone who's actually read a shocking amount of Hit Monkey, like when I heard they're doing a Hit Monkey show, I'm like, oh, okay. So are they setting up mercs for money in this? And like my partner's like, wait, what's that? I'm like, fuck. Okay, comics. All right, let me explain this because he's a Deadpool villain primarily, and so when I heard about this, I was like, that's funny that they're doing this. Okay. Yeah. So when I heard it was a Hit Monkey show, I was like, oh man, is this a show about white people beating up Tyler Perry? It's not, by the way. It's actually it's an actual comic. Yeah. But the show itself, I agree with you to a point, Nick. I thought the pilot, it is, to your point, it's a little slow because it's setting up the pieces. But really from there on, I just went, yep, I'm liking this more. I'm liking this more. I'm liking this more. Episode 8 is fucking heartbreaking. Like, episode 8, I was like, eek. Okay.
Yeah, I was watching it on the train, and I had to, like, hold myself from crying because of the way that episode ends. Oh.
There's a death in episode 8 that you just go, God damn it! Like a character gets hit with a rock. That's all I'll say. You just go, oh motherfuck! Like my partner's sitting here with me watching, and we both were just like, that's such bullshit, but in the best way. But yeah, Sudeikis, man, Sudeikis crushes this because
in case you think Ted Lasso is a one-hit wonder. Fuck you. That man is a hell of an actor.
Yeah, so Jason Sudeikis did, of course, We're the Millers. He also did this movie of Anne Hathaway called Collateral, which is a great
Colossal,
movie.
which is
Colossal or whatever.
Yeah,
that's right.
He should have been.
Tom Cruise, that's right. Whoops.
Yeah, he 100% deserved the Best Actor nomination for Colossal.
Yeah, he's fucking great in that. But between that, he's great in Race. Too. That's another movie. he's been in a lot of shit. Horrible Bosses, obviously. Deakins is a hell of an actor. I know, Ted Lasso's been that newest thing for him, but he's been great for a minute. And I was even in The Campaign, which is not a good, is a weirdly bad / good movie, and I don't even know how that works.
I love that movie. I love that movie.
It's a weird movie. It's a very weird movie. It shouldn't work as well as it does, but I digress. But this show, though, it actually makes you feel for Hitmonkey the more it goes on, and you're just like, man, this white dude kind of just fucked your life up because he was being a selfish asshole. And even the monkey at a point comes to that realization of, dude, if you hadn't just wanted more money, which you were already doing more than okay, then, I'd still be in my fucking monkey village chilling. But you couldn't help yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you guys think about the animation? Because the animation is, I think, absolutely stunning.
It's gorgeous. The animation style, it reminded me a lot of Archer, which I think is a huge influence on the show in terms of how its motion is captured.
Yeah.
But also the choreography of all the action, it's stunning to look at, especially because you are dealing with a monkey. It is something very unconventional with a lot of action. It works so well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Especially the longer the show goes on and the more comfortable Hitmonkey is with pulling off these jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the more the show goes on, and it feels intentional, because I read a couple of reviews, people saying the animation's not keeping up, and it's like, no, the animation is keeping up because Hitmonkey is a novice when he starts off, as well he should be, because he's a fucking monkey. He doesn't know how to, barely walk, let alone work a fucking gun. But by episode 3 or 4, you're like, okay, he's hitting this rhythm and he's becoming more confident. It's weird because it's like a mixture of Archer, Afro Samurai, and then Mike Tyson Mysteries, because they use the whole ghost
Mike
aspect.
Tyson Mysteries.
Oh, same. Mike Tyson Mysteries is my shit. I'm very sad to cancel it. But
yeah, and because I think a lot of the emotional weight is on the shoulders of Jason Sudeikis, because Fred Tatasciore, he does the voice of Hitmonkey, and he's not given any dialogue, so it's up to Jason Sudeikis to carry a lot of that weight.
Yeah, and it's weird how Hitmonkey doesn't have dialogue, and yet you feel the emotion from him, which is a insane trick to have to be able to pull off, and yet the show does over and over and over again. And someone clearly is an anime fan because it's paced very much like an anime. It's shot very much like an anime. There are these shots where you see Hitmonkey, his reflection in the sword of someone else, and you're just like, oh my god, clearly someone is a big fan of Kung Fu films and just all of that. And so when you get to the 2-part finale, first off, that 2-part finale is fucking wonderful. It goes full anime in the best way, where you're
full anime in the best way, along with some deep cuts with Marvel as far as the X-Men universe, because I forgot that Silver Samurai was supposed to make an appearance in here. I forgot Lady Bullseye was in this for a long time. I forgot Yuriko, the ghost villain.
That's great shit.
For a lot of the episodes, you kind of forget that, because it is something that very much stands on its own.
So do they do a good job at integrating these kind of other Marvel characters into the show as well?
Mm-hmm. I think they do as good a job as they can, because you see in the background you see characters like Silver Samurai come in, but they're never the focus.
No.
Okay.
It's a cool, when Silver Samurai shows up, it's oh, cool, right on. But the cameos never overwhelm you. There's just some cool Easter eggs. You go, oh, okay. The way there are points where Hitmonkey replicates movements as far as how people are fighting him, that comes across very Taskmaster-ish, which I don't think it's done by accident, and I'll just leave it there without spoiling anything. But where the show ends up for potential season 2, which the creators of the show have already come out and said they have a 3-season arc if Marvel's down, which I really hope they're down because like I watched some of MODOK and I'm a huge Patton Oswalt fan. No disrespect, man. If it comes down to MODOK season 2 or this,
Yeah, I'm picking Hitmonkey all the way.
Yeah, like
Sorry,
give me, give me more Hitmonkey. But the fact they make you care about this monkey at all, and just the more shit gets insane, you go, man, this is kind of absurd with how well this works. There's a chase sequence between him and Lady Bullseye that I was on the edge of my seat for. I was like,
yes,
God damn, okay.
Yeah, it's gorgeously animated, that entire chase sequence.
Yeah. So with this show being as kind of violent as it is, bloody as it is, do you think it kind of gives you hope? So if they do, maybe if they bring back Daredevil, give him a show again, they'll just put it on Hulu and it can maintain and be the same thing as it was when it was on Netflix? Or do you think they're just doing it just with the animation stuff they're just going to do it with, or what?
I think that might be a possibility, but they have outright said that when they bring Daredevil back, it is going to be in the MCU. And I don't know if they want to do it on Disney Plus. I don't know if they want to put them on Hulu. Maybe Disney Plus is an option, depending on. Maybe they'll be more definitive once Moon Knight comes out and they see the response to that in terms of how much darker the violence is on that show.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting point because if I was running Marvel, which Feige, hit me up, I'm on Twitter, JHunterRealPineapple. But I think you could easily do a Marvel Knights line. To be honest, I'm a little surprised DC should have a DC Black Label. Like, if they're not going to connect everything to the DC EU, they might as well and use the HBO Max platform and be like, hey, let's do this Birds of Prey, show here. They're already doing a Penguin show. They might as well fucking well. But I think the quote darker content, like your Moon Knights, like your Daredevils, like your Blades, you could go ahead and do that on Hulu. And hey, that gives people another reason to buy yet another subscription service. But
that or you maybe like age restrict certain content on Disney Plus. That could be.
You could do that too.
Yeah. I think if you have Disney Plus, I think it comes with Hulu. Like, you can do a package deal. You could do the Hulu Plus.
Yeah, you can do like Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN.
Yeah, because they own everything, so they just bundle it up. They help you there.
The mouse.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, that mouse don't play. but yeah, I this is one of those shows that was, and I think you guys have been doing reviews long enough. It's always nice when something surprises you. And this is just because when you told me,
that's the biggest compliment I can give the show. I this was kind of under my radar. I hadn't heard much about it besides hearing like a Danny Doggett talk about it in our like usual group chat, and then I finally sat down and watched it. It was like, holy shit, this show's kind of awesome, and it's so nice as a critic to be surprised by stuff.
Yeah, like my partner missed the first 3 episodes because I started this pretty early, but as I'm sitting there watching, I'm going, like, you get to that point where you watch something and you're like, please stick this landing. Like please don't fuck this up in the last 2 episodes. and episode 8, admittedly, Marvel does this, but I don't mind it because I think it's necessary. At least on the, like, when they were doing the Marvel Netflix stuff too, they always have that episode where like the character's incapacitated or they have to go off, so you can kind of get that origin episode. And when you get that episode in episode 8 and you find out about Bryce, it makes a fuck of a lot of sense why he is the way he is, and you go, oh shit, fuck, okay. And you just kind of want to give him a hug after you find out what he's been through. Hitmonkey too. It's one of those things where you just go, man, these characters both are way more sympathetic, and it adds more layers to the point that you really are cheering for him more, which is what I want from my protagonist. I I don't really have a complaint about the show, where there is kind of a dun-dun-dun twist that comes in the penultimate episode that when it hits you with it, I just went, God damn it, but in the best way, because it does a good job of kind of doing the whole, like, look at this hand, and then it hits you with this one, and you're like, really? And then the finale has more stakes with the knowledge that you get in that 9th episode. So, yeah, it made me want to rewatch the Boondocks just because of so many of the fight scenes I love in there. Like, it's like Sudeikis has a lot of like one-liners that, and that's actually one of the jokes is that so many of the punchlines are going to be lost on the monkey because the monkey can't fucking understand them, and it's actually in it. It works really well. Like, the more the show goes on, the more confident it gets, so that by the time you do wrap it up, you're like, man, I want a season 2 of that. And it could end and be fine where it stops at, but it definitely sets up for a season 2. And I really hope we get a season 2 because, I hope we get another season. I really do.
Yeah, same. Some of the threads that they leave at this season on, I want to see this continued. I want to see more of this changing dynamic between Hitmonkey and Bryce. I want to see, without giving away spoilers, the turn that a certain character takes.
Yes, yeah, that one.
So, ratings? Hunter?
The strongest of tune-ins.
Hunter, what you got?
So I like this more than WandaVision. It's like I was watching this and I'm like, so it's Falcon Winter Soldier. Like, that's the best Disney Plus thing they've done. Just I love that fucking show. I think it's a masterclass. Loki's really close. I've only watched the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye. Like, I'm actually waiting because I'm watching a lot of shit right now, so I have no rating for that. And WandaVision is just, it's an episode or 2 too long. It could have been like 7 episodes. Like, it actually probably would have benefited better from being shortened. Every episode in this actually feels warranted for where the story ends up. So, yeah, and that's always nice when there's not a filler episode, because I really fucking hate filler episodes. It really does bother me. Yeah, and there's none.
Even the on-paper filler episode, it does so much to inform you of who both Hitmonkey and Bryce are as characters.
Yeah, so, this is the highest tune-in. I'm actually probably going to rewatch this in the next week or so. I had a lot of fun with this.
All right, nice.
Yeah, same. I dug the hell out of this show.
Awesome.